If you see this tree, run and call the police. The Manchineel tree could appear to be a typical tree, but if you are nearby, it can kill you. Because the leaves of the tree carry a potent poison, standing underneath one during a downpour can scorch you. Strong poisons are present in all tree sections. Phorbol and other skin irritants are present in the milky white sap, which can cause severe allergic contact dermatitis. Simply coming into contact with this liquid while standing beneath the tree during a downpour will cause the skin to blister. Even a small drop of rain that contains the milky substance will do this. The paint of cars has also been known to be harmed by the sap. If smoke from the burning tree gets in the eyes, it could result in ocular damage. Bulbous dermatitis, acute keratoconjunctivitis, and possibly significant corneal epithelia abnormalities are brought on by contact with its milky sap, latex. Although eating the fruit could be lethal, no such incidents have been documented in contemporary literature. Severe gastroenteritis with bleeding, shock, and bacterial superinfection might result after ingestion, along with the possibility of respiratory compromise from edema. The fruit is apparently initially pleasantly sweet after consumption, before progressing gradually to a scorching, tearing sensation and tightness of the throat. The patient then cannot swallow solid foods because of the agonizing discomfort and the feeling of a giant blocking pharyngeal mass, while the symptoms keep getting worse. Many trees in some areas of its range bear warning signs, like the curacao for instance, while other trees are marked with a red X on the trunk to denote hazards. In the French Antilles, painted red bands about 1 meter, 3 feet, above the ground are frequently used to identify trees. The Latin name of the fruit is Hippomane mancinella, which translates to small apple that makes horses mad, indicating that humans are not the only creatures to find the Manchineel fruit to be completely toxic. The black-spined iguana, Centosaurus similis, is known to consume the fruit and even reside among the tree's limbs, despite the fact that many birds and other animals are poisoned by the plant. Iguanas, however, are not indigenous to South Florida. The few that do exist there are, like the mystery monkey of Tampa, outsiders who were accidentally released into the local habitat and have since come to like it. Instead of depending on animals for assistance with seed dispersal, Florida Manchineels depend on the waters. Fruit falls off the tree into the nearby water and is carried away by the tides due to its buoyancy. The fruit eventually rots so that the seeds can germinate. The coconut palm and other common plants use this technique for dispersing their seeds. Hippomenins, mancinellin, sapogenin, and 12-deoxy-5-hydroxy-phorbol 6-gamma-7-alpha oxide are all found in the tree. The leaves contain fluorase tophenon 2, 4-dimethyl ether, whereas the fruits contain physostigmine. The Arawak and Tano used arrowroot, Maranta arundinacea, as a poultice to counteract such poisons. The Caribs were known to poison their adversaries' water supplies with the leaves. Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon passed away soon after being wounded by an arrow that had been poisoned with the Manchineel sap during a battle with the Calusa in Florida. The tree has been used for years by Caribbean furniture manufacturers as a supply of wood, despite the inherent risks involved in handling it. To dry the sap, it must be cut and placed outside in the sun. The tree may be felled by burning it at the base to prevent dangerous contact with the poisonous parts. Talking about its origin, a species of flowering plant belonging to the sprung family is known as the Manchineel tree. Its native range spans from tropical southern North America to northern South America. Due to the superficial resemblance of its fruits and leaves to those of an apple tree, the name Manchineel, also written Manchineel or Manchineel, is derived from the Spanish manzanilla, small apple, additionally known as beach apple. Manzanilla de la Muerte, or small apple of death, is a modern Spanish term. This is a reference to the fact that Manchineel is one of the world's most hazardous plants due to its milky white sap, which carries a wide range of toxins and can blister skin. Bark, leaves, and fruit are all parts of the tree that contain sap. This tree can reach a height of 15 meters, 49 feet. It features bright green foliage, little greenish-yellow blooms, and reddish-gray bark. The leaves are 5 to 10 centimeters long, simple, alternating, and extremely finely serrated or toothed. Small greenish flowers develop in spikes, followed by fruit that resembles apples and are green or greenish-yellow when ripe. Like all other parts of the tree, the fruit is lethal. The Caribbean, Florida and the United States, the Bahamas, Mexico, Central America, and northern South America are all home to the Manchineel. It's most prevalent in the Flamingo region of Everglades National Park, along with a few smaller Florida islands like Elliott Key and Key Largo, assuming you want to find one for some reason. The Manchineel tree thrives in mangroves, in brackish wetlands, and on the coastal beaches. Its roots stabilize the sand, acting as great natural windbreakers and preventing beach erosion. Interestingly, even though the Manchineel is the nation's deadliest tree, it is not the deadliest plant. Spotted water hemlock is one of the plants, not trees, in Florida that is significantly more toxic than Manchineel. It is described as probably the most violently poisonous plant on the North American continent, and Florida is home to America's strangest, most fascinating, and apparently most dangerous ecosystem.